Hi YouTube, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I did share some music in my community that I had over in Facebook in my memories. Um, I did hook up my new system for music using a Roku TV with a new Roku device on there, and it sounds pretty good, not like it used to when I first got the Roku service. Something's a little different. And also, it makes it so some of the music will have a share button on it with my TV through YouTube. Others don't. So, but I'll still share music. It's just a little more difficult. But I'm gonna probably be playing some later and whatever. But it's nice too that now that I have the Roku service back, I have stuff like Heart Radio and whatever, you know. And Spotify's kind of cool, but I like to be able to put on music and do housework if I'm doing like YouTube videos, listening to that music, sometimes with the commercials, and then you have to stop and click through them and whatever. You can't just keep busy and listen to it. So now I've got a good system where I can just turn music on and get, which I haven't really listened to much today. A couple little ones that went through on Facebook, some music, but that's about it. Um, a friend of Doug's and mine from Russia. I think he became a part of the Patriots group on Facebook, one of them groups. Doug's got a group, Patriots Unite, and K might have been, his name's Constantine, or Tyne, I think it's Constantine. Um, Friended Doug first, but anyway, he sent through a Valentine for us where these people were, they're having like a glass of champagne, candlelight dinner, black tie. They're both looking really sharp, and she's got a black dress on, and she gets up and puts on some like orchestra music, and you think that they're going to have a slow dance, and all of a sudden she breaks out into like death metal head banging, and she picks up the chair and she's like throwing it around, and it's like said something like uh when your Valentine is metal, you know. So yeah, anyway. If you're watching, Kay, hi to you and your lovely wife and beautiful daughter, and hope your little girl feels better soon. I'm sure she will. You are all really strong, and I'm sure she'll be doing good. Got some of that flu. And too, when our weather changes, winter, from summer into winter, and spring or winter into summer, with the barometric pressure and the atmosphere, different humidity, different stuff. I think even the planetary alignments with things have a lot to do on our physiology. So could be could be not just cold, could be combination of things. Never know. So yeah. So I'm not too sure if I like what I got. It didn't cost too much. It was something like, for the Roku, I think it was something like 25 or 35, he said, something like that. I had put some money on a charge card. I don't have one. Doug's got one we'll use for like emergencies, so I put some money on that, so like when I need something I can just have them pick it up or order it or whatever, that type of thing, you know. Emergencies. Hopefully it won't be. And too, I want to order some stuff online. So I thought about getting like a debit card, and I know some of them are free, but I'm super leery about going. My credit's excellent. You don't get any better than that. And I don't want to do something to even open it up to anybody's scrutinization. You know, it's like, nah, nah. Once and Equifax gets in there, you get a credit card, you've got them card or those what do they call them stupid things? Oh, they assess your credit score, you know. Like, how can they do that? Get the hell out of my business, you know. I was thinking about people that are like down on baby boomers and stuff. Did you have you ever seen pictures of what young adults looked like in the 70s compared to what they look like now? Do you think anything has changed with the next generation's eating habits or their physical activity level? Do you think that that has anything to do with your mental or emotional abilities? Because when I look at people and they're young and they're like falling apart, not very strong. And then I think, oh, the poor things. I'm serious on this. When you see somebody that's like extremely obese and they're working at a job and you know, like if they're 100 or 200 pounds overweight and they're carrying that weight around all day, not only is it hard on their hearts, but that's gotta be that's gotta be really bad. I mean, carrying any weight. What did they say? Something like 25 pounds of weight on you is like carrying. I think it's almost like they said something like the comparison of the strain on your back is like tenfold. So if you're carrying like in pregnancy, carrying that baby, it will affect your back. I mean, it has. I mean, you have to. Um, well, let's put it this way: when you're pregnant, you don't really do sit-ups. You know, you might do a lot of like I did. I swam and I walked. I walked a lot, hiking, even in the mountains. But I mean, I was careful. I slipped on the ice once when I was pregnant. Oh, that hurt. I didn't fall. I just slipped and the baby hit the side of my womb. And it's like, dang, that really hurt. I did get checked and then I got punched when I was pregnant in the stomach. Mm. I've been punched before in the stomach too, but anyway, yeah, being pregnant's dangerous. It can be. I mean, of course, it can be life threatening, but I mean, dangerous, period, to be incapacitated with another human inside you that you not only have to defend yourself, but you'd have to defend them too. And, you know, there's certain times in our lives that we don't think we have to defend ourselves against the people that we care about, you know, who would think that, you know, but it happens, you know, yeah. still a little different setup with my desk and everything than what I want in the lighting, but yeah, it's okay. I'm just really on here just saying hello to people to let you know that I'm thinking about everybody, and um, I got a lot going on that I can't really talk about right now. It wouldn't make any sense to talk about it. The reason I'm just telling you that much is I'm uh, sometimes the less said about stuff is maybe better in some cases. In some cases, you know. But maybe I'll think of a way to talk about it. But um, so a lot of people that practice the dark arts around me, and so when I care about people, if they're not aware of that, and I know some are, but if you're really not aware of that, things could happen to you and you might not know where it's coming from. Not me, it's never coming from me. If I'm going to confront you, I'm going to do it up close and personal if I get the chance. You know, I don't do underhanded, sneaky, hocus pocus, nothing. You know, it's like I passed around a meme and it said about women's intuition being the first magic on this planet. Uh, it's natural. It's not hocus pocus, people. It's instincts that are put in us. It's a gift that can be honed. And then I wrote, beware the people that try and make you think that this isn't a real thing. Because premonitions and instincts and foreseeances, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Um, Being able to envision a future and making it work without other people like interfering or whatever, you know. But so this was the conversation I had with Doug day before yesterday, I believe. Might have been yesterday morning. He was talking about not living in the past and, you know, today's the present, a gift and whatever, and don't worry about tomorrow. There's a song that um something don't worry about tomorrow. Hey, live for today. Sha la 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 la. Live for today and don't worry about tomorrow. Hey, you know, um, maybe I'll play that later. But anyway, so I said to him, somebody's got to think about the future. Somebody's got to envision what's going to be going on later on. I mean, he said, yeah, but whatever, you know, like you might think you're going to do something and then, you know, somebody could like stop you from doing that day. And I said, well, that's what scares the dark ball because split second thinking is like, even with all their energy weapons and poison, and when they can't take you out, they've got to be afraid. I mean, sure, you can do something to me in my daily life. You could, like, I had my brake lines cut one time trying to kill me. Luckily, I'm a good driver and I've driven cars without gears and brakes and all kinds of things in my life. So good luck with all that, you know. So I was able to drive myself out of the situation. But I mean, best laid plans by mice and men, right? Which is which? Which is the mouse or the rat, you know, rat king, you know. But my point is, I've, envision things in my future that are now my past that never would have happened for me in my life if I hadn't have put that in play as a goal. So I have goals in the future and I have plans, and there's some things that I have planned that I think other people would agree you have that same type of plan, but we're not going to actually say it out loud until it happens because it's going to be a big surprise. So, and this plan, believe it or not, was made very long time ago. Um, what century do you think AI really was developed in? I'm saying it's not anything new. That totally explains like deja vu and telepathy interference and frequencies and all kinds of things that happen in our environment that is mathematically conducted. You know, it's all one big orchestrated conglomeration that works together. Just like, I can't remember who they said it was. It's a certain types of, well, a belief system that, you know, like about God and Satan, whether or not they're working together, or if anything Satan does would ever destroy anything God ever actually meant to do in the first place. You know, that type of debate. There's people that believe that it's all working in tandem, you know, in a sense, and that, you know, just like with nature, it works itself out. Speaking of nature, I ran across the most disgusting thing here in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. They're selling beaver meat. Beavers. They used to harvest beavers for top hats, you know, for their hats, and they almost went extinct. We don't know if they're using it for bear bait or what they're doing, but people that eat bear meat too, oh, you're disgusting. It's actually part dog and part cat DNA. You're just thoroughly. I've tasted it a long time ago. Could not swallow it. Ugh, it's stringy. It tastes too sweet. It's so nasty. I didn't know it was canine and cat DNA in there when I had experienced that long time ago. I would never do it again. I've ate some weird things in my life. Tried rattlesnake. Uh, Tasted like I think a snake would taste, you know. Not like chicken, it actually tasted more like, if you can imagine the texture of pork, the look of chicken, and the taste of fish. Totally disgusting. You know. Anyway, but I knew people that would hunt snakes just for their meat and their rattles, you know, and sell the rattles. Yeah, but that beaver thing, that really bothered me because there are natural dam makers. There's a story about, and this is true here in Minnesota, where there was a group of, I think they were Quakers, if I'm not mistaken, some of the first settlers coming in to our state, and they were in jeopardy. They had fished out all these ponds. They had just taken most of the fish out of where they were living. They destroyed it by overfishing it, you know. And in the winter time when they were starving, the natives helped them survive, you know. But they had killed all the beaver that would make these ponds to hold the fish. And the natives that didn't let them hunt on their land still had a stocked pond um, to help the people survive. So that's the type of thing right there that, you know, beavers do a job for a reason. I mean, to me, it's really cool. Um, I've got a we've got a creek right out there about, oh, you can walk 100 feet and be at the creek from where I'm at right now. But it's pretty cool to see a tree that's been taken down and know that a little rodentia, a little mammal about yay big, you know, actually drug a sapling that big around to make its den, its house, its dam. You know, it's amazing, you know. And they never dam the water off completely. There's always water going, flowing through it or over it, or they just dam enough up enough so when it snows during the winter, they actually have a warm house, a den under the water that's watertight. And they're remarkable builders. They're just pretty cool animals, I think. So, anyway, then I saw a post of great snowy, the white ones, owls, um, that are up in Duluth, Minnesota, up by the harbor there. They've been, well, we've got the North American owl and the great horned owl and the barn owls and everything, but snowies are kind not super rare, but there's not a lot of them. So to know that there's more of them up north from me here, you know, that's pretty cool. I had an eagle baby that used to come and sit on a fence post, and I could kind of talk to it. It was pretty cool. Bald eagle. There's a lot of well, raptor. Uh, what did they call them? Oh, not game birds, but predators. But there's another name for them too. Hmm, I might think of it, but anyway, I love birds. I think they're pretty cool. You know, I raised a pheasant, a baby pheasant that I somebody shot with a bow and arrow, and it was blinded. And I had a blinded squirrel. Same person shot the squirrel. Um, taught both of them how to forage, and then let them go back out into the wild, you know. But and I had a baby robin in my room that all winter, one winter, fed him and watered him, and I splintered his wing with popsicle sticks. And when I let it go in the spring, it flew a little bit, and then it sat there and it turned around and it gave me the dirtiest look, and then flew up in the tree. And I thought, oh, yeah, that's just for me letting it go or for capturing it. Either way, that's how animals think. But people act like that, but they don't have that right. It's like people that identify with like cat's attitude or whatever. Yeah, go lick your butt, you know, if you're going to act catty. I had somebody bothering me in a group that I try to help take care of, and um, we're friends. We agreed we're still friends. There's no offense, but I did tell him to go lay down by his dish and mind his masters, you know, because he's a Trump supporter. So, cheers, my friend. If you're watching, I know you get where I'm coming from, and I love people. So, if I'm a little mean on the mean side of politics, hating both of them, both parties, that's all it is. It's not anything personal. Yeah. Well, we've had some extremely cold weather here. It's going to be, so they say, about 50 some degrees next week. So that's pretty cool. From going way below zero up into the, oh, almost shorts and t-shirt weather, you know. Well, it's always t-shirt weather for me, but not without a coat. That's, I saw somebody that I thought they lived in the south, but I saw snow behind them. Thanks for showing me that. It's nice to know when you're exactly where people are, when you're communicating with them telepathically, the ley lines and things on this planet that are actually real. That help with that situation. So thanks. I saw that. I'm sure nobody else even noticed because people don't think like that. They're not thinking about what's the purpose of everything, or even somebody out there putting out information for other people. Very few people think deep enough to know that maybe, like, what's their agenda, what's their reasoning, their purpose for putting out any video that they do or make. What's their reasoning behind the whole thing? Is it for everybody in the world? Is it personal? Mine's a mixture of both. So, yeah. I take this whole world thing very personal, and if it wasn't for the controlling aspect of the people, like the ones that gather in Davos and decide our future, that type of thing, if it wasn't for those, I'd say, hey, yeah, let's all become one um, government in the world. Who cares, right? But we can't do that, because if we do that, we're giving one entity too much control. And that's why I keep going back to start pushing your thumb down on the controllers, with the red man being in control of his own country here. I'm telling you that that's the out of all this, is to make everybody in the United States Native American sovereign citizens, and that corporation. I'm serious. You're not seeing any dividends, and when they take $1.7 million of the Social Security money from seniors and are still paying out, um, or wait, it was 1 million people that were over the age of 100, and some of them checks that they weren't signed. They can't find out how this money was passed through or where it went, for people that are said to have been 140 years old and still receiving Social Security. And that money goes into the numbers of trillions of dollars that us taxpayers paid in and got ripped off from, you know. Who was in office when all that began? And who didn't sign or did sign off on that money being distributed to people that aren't even on this earth anymore? You know, these are huge subjects, you know. When senior citizens have to worry about health care, and we're giving health care to people that just walk in here, you know. I say everybody grab your tomahawks and put an eagle feather on and be a Native American and stand up for the USA. That's what I'm saying. And I know it sounds like infantile, but you wouldn't believe how that simple step right there, if everybody actually had compassion and started protesting for the natives too, have their land back and control of their own government in their own country. It's like when I worked up at the casino, there was doctors, lawyers, all native people. Um, the attorneys for the casino and their dealings and everything, their banking system, their own police force. I mean, yeah, it's hard to explain to people that, gee, and you think they're stupid, but yet they're taking your money and your houses. Well, they're not taking it. You're giving it to them, you know. And not all natives own casinos either, you know. But yeah. Well, I'm gonna get this uploaded. Wanted to say hello. Wanted to tell you about that music, how it's going. I might put a little more through later on today, but I've got some stuff to do that I don't want to do, but I have to. So, all right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.